Alright, back again, Luke here. And today we've got out the old Pana Custom Control Box Super Gun, and I figured we could put in this game here. Gulf Storm. So, let's pop this on and play some of that. Now, this is another early arcade PCB here. This one is a Korean-made PCB, which is quite a rare one, or unusual one to find. This one is made by corporation Dooyong. And you can see here the name of the game is Gulf Storm, and this is a shooter. This game here is one that I just wound up getting repaired, or wound up repairing, and figured we could give it a shot. Now this is one that I haven't played all the way through yet, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how far we can get. But this game here loosely revolves around the Gulf War, and at the beginning here you can put in your initials up to 4 characters, which is quite convenient, but you still only have a limited amount of time, so probably won't be able to get it all in here. There we go. And then it'll jump into the game. What's interesting about this game board here is that Dooyong, the corporation, made a few different shooters, and they were all pretty decent. This one is one that is quite creative. It has 3 different parts to it, so you're not only doing the shooting by boat, you're doing it by airplane, and you're also doing it by motorcycle. So try and turn this down just a little bit. But it does have 3 parts to it, which is kind of interesting, and apparently in the game itself you will wind up fighting Saddam Hussein at the end. So but as for music and basic overall looks of the game, it is kind of a standard shooter. Nothing extremely special about it, but the idea that this game is quite rare one, it's not one that you see very much or very often at all, makes it a little bit special here. Some interesting information about the Dooyong Corporation is that originally when they first came out, they started making basically bootlegs or copies of Japanese games, and then from there they started doing some of their own creative kind of puzzle-like games, and then that led on to some of their shooters. Now, the corporation only had about like 10 shooters, maybe even less, maybe 7 or so, and each one they tried to kind of maximize the ability of the hardware and the graphics and whatnot, and they managed to do it quite well. There was a couple of them that they used some unique concepts in. I can't remember the game's names exactly. There was 1 or 2 that actually had kind of like an alien theme to it. There was another one that was a sequel to this one. Basically followed the same kind of idea as Gulf War. But they had a couple of alien-themed ones and unrealistic ones, which were pretty good. Up in the top left corner, you can probably see how many characters we have left. This is the boss for this stage. And this is our kind of bomb shot here, which will hover around and destroy the enemies. You'll notice some interesting English here. I mean, because it is an old board. Down at the bottom, unfortunately, you can't see the amount of credits, but there are different paths that you can go in the game, or that the game will take you, so it's quite interesting in that manner. Jeez, gotta watch out. But this was one of those boards that had quite a few issues with it. It would not boot, so I had to do a bit of some rewiring on it to get it to fire up. And this board does take a lot of voltage. On my super gun here, I have it cranked all the way up to the maximum amount of power that it'll put out. But even then, it's only putting out about 4.95 volts. This thing is originally supposed to be running with 12 volts at 1 amp and 5 volts at 4 amps. So, but it does definitely pull the power, draw the power down here. These missile launching monsters, those things will take away your life easily because the missiles will come back and get you. But once again, you know, it's an early shooter, and it does have some moderate music. It's nothing super fantastic, but it's not horrible either. So we've only got a couple more shots, I think, left here. Before maybe this is the last life before we have to continue. But it's an interesting game. Some of the later games that they developed were much, much more refined, had a better look to them. I think this one is our boss here as well. And I believe after this stage we can jump into the helicopter, because like I had mentioned before, it does change the different automobiles or so that you can use in the game. So at one point in time you'll be using the helicopter, next you'll be using the boat, and then or the airplane. I think it's the airplane or the helicopter, and then the motorcycle. But it'll give you some insight. If you don't beat the bosses, then it'll say like, oh, the boss got away or whatnot. But Lieutenant Luke is here. Yeah, here we go. Here's the helicopter. But yeah, for those of you who've gotten into the shooters but haven't had a chance to, maybe for say, give this one a try, this may be one to give a shot. And like I mentioned, this is Gulf Storm here. But I just want to share a little bit of a look at this game here. And that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon. So thanks for watching. Looks like my camera battery here is about to die as well. So pretty good timing. We'll let it go until the battery runs out, I suppose. Which could happen at any moment. But you can hear how the sound effects kind of drowned out the music a bit. Different power-up weapons you've probably seen me get throughout the game here. Running out of lives. There we go. We're just gonna get out first. The lives or the battery. We shall see. This is our boss here. He got me. He got me. Alright. Well, we'll end it right there, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you here soon. I'm gonna have to find a proper monitor here to do these vertical games. This isn't working out so well.